Back with Bobby and JJ Radio. We have Mr. Abel Longoria of Goosehead Insurance, our co-host, talking everything insurance, how Harvey's affecting Bexar County, how if you're with one of the big boys, you should be probably calling because your rates are probably going up tremendously. But let's now talk about the big four. Walk us through the big four and what people should really be concentrating on when they're looking for insurance.
Absolutely. So we've all heard of insurance nightmares out there. That's kind of what people are afraid of most when they're making calls around. They're trying to protect against. And we're talking specifically homeowners insurance right now. And what people are always focused on are the big boxes and the numbers in those boxes, which every single company provides. And you know, the how much coverage is on the house, what are their deductibles, what's my liability coverage. And while those are important things to focus on, that's a very, very small part of the picture. And to change those numbers that are in there is not going to affect things too much. Sure. There's a lot of more important things on your policy. Like, you're not going to get burned but if you cover all of those spots. You're not going to, if you ask your agent about those, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, hey, that sounds great, I'm covered now. So what I did is I developed a document called the Big Four. And it's the 4 questions that you should ask your home insurance agent. Any insurance agent, whether it's State Farm, USAA, Allstate Farmers, and it will help you really get to the nitty gritty of what's inside the policy without actually having to look at it and comb through it and you know, be a weirdo about it either. You just ask a couple questions.
Because when I hear the Big Four, I think of the Big Four like Tim Duncan, Monty Ginobili, Tony Parker, Bobby Cortez. So that's the Big Four that I think. Right,
exactly. The Final Four, exactly. We got that. Actually, that's tomorrow. The championship game's tomorrow, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Good games last night.
So what I was thinking is usually people, they care about what they're paying because it affects their payment initially. So it's part of the escrow, so it's part of their monthly mortgage. But it's not until they need insurance that they wish that they would have got that extra coverage, right?
Right.
So that's when it really... why didn't I spend the extra $5 a month?
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know, and there's a couple types of people and some people are like that and they don't care. And even if I do give them this document, they're fine with that. They don't want some of these extra coverages, but I think
Bomb would gamble and say how much does a tarp cost?
Yeah. What are the odds, right?
Hey, that's Bobby, right? And there are people like that, and that's fine. But there are also a ton of other people that actually are very, very interested in the nitty gritty and what's going on with their policy, and this is really more for that document is for.
So let's go through the questions. First one is what water damages are covered. So let's talk about what should be covered. What are the options that can be covered?
Sure. So there's a bunch of different kinds. So the first kind is sudden water damage. That should be on just about any type of quote you get from State Farm, USA, Allstate. They should all have it. If you don't see that, run away. It's a bad company. Bad news. And so that's on everything, and that's basically a burst pipe, burst appliance. That's obvious. You should have that.
Yeah.
So then we're going to have some optional coverages. There's water foundation. So if there's any leaky or busted pipe in the foundation, that's an optional coverage. And then there's also water backup, where water backs up out of your drains due to a variety of clogs.
What kind of clogs are we thinking?
We're thinking little Tommy, little Bobby throws down Power Ranger down the sink, and
JJ ate too much. Yeah,
JJ too much. One of the freaky ones that we see is tree roots growing underneath the house through the PVC pipe. That causes a backup. Nobody's fault, but that happens actually a lot here in Bexar County. I recommend that one actually even more than the foundation. And then, so those you'll see, they're available on just about all companies. You usually have to pay extra. And then the last one is going to be leaky pipe coverage. It's called seepage is the formal term, but leaky pipe coverage. And that one, a lot of companies won't even offer it. Right. And that's a big one, nasty.
I've been burned by that one.
You had seepage, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had seepage, Bobby, you're right.
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Because it's true, and it sounds terrible. But I got this, I had to pretty much tunnel the whole, my whole foundation and redo my entire plumbing.
With the backup?
Yeah. And then I've also been burned with wind-driven rain too, because
that's the next one.
Yeah, which is the one you're about to say, because they cover the actual asphalt on the roof, but not if the wind blows it up and lets water enter it.
Right, essentially. So the way a lot of companies will cover a policy is it has to be one storm. Yeah, it's dirty. It's got to be one storm comes through, blows some damages. They'll cover you for that. But
like,
if
oh, we
it's-
got the little thing that's going like
We'll
that.
fix the shingle.
Right.
Yeah, but not the
damage that was
gallons
caused.
of water that went through the shingle.
Right, but if it's been deteriorated over time and you see some stuff on the inside of the house, they're not going to cover that.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, super janky. We always try to cover
I've been
all
jacked,
of them.
man. All right, so the next one. This is the risky policy. Talk about that.
Yeah, so there's a named risk or an all risk policy. Named risk is only going to cover you for a select type of items, 1 through 16 types of damages. It's limited. They're the most common types of claims, but very limited. And then there's an all risk policy. These
It's
are the
everything
types of,
except this.
yeah, these are the types of policies we write, which is anything under the sun except for these select items, which you've already kind of talked a little bit about. Flood.
So you want an all risk.
You want all risk, right? Exactly.
So we take it all except for these things.
except for these things.
Cool.
And it's robust, right?
Are my home roof and items covered at replacement cost? This is what Bobby's scared about. He has like I don't know, some art.
Oh yeah, well that's even the next one. So the way insurance works is things can be paid at full value or on a depreciation basis.
Sure.
Your roof can be paid depreciated, which you never want that. Your roof can. Those are really nasty claims. You have a 10-year-old roof and you're only going to get paid 50% on. And then your items, the same thing. So TVs, things like that.
So like JJ's Beanie Baby collection,
Yeah.
he's not going to get value from the 90s, which would have been a lot, but
Yeah.
current, like they're not worth anything.
A lot of them are purple though.
Exactly. Yeah, so he wants that replacement cost for those old items to make sure he gets the full $5
Beanie.
worth for
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
because at one point they were pretty valuable.
Not $2.50. Not I guess 5 cents.
And
Yeah.
your Mookie Blaylock
right.
rookie card. I got you. All right. So what about personal property that we're actually talking about, like jewelry, firearms, fine art, computers, antiques, collectibles, gold?
Right. So this is actually really important. A lot of insurance companies are going to cap payment on that. It's collectibles, things like Bobby's shoes, at $500 maybe. Sometimes it's $1,500. But you need to ask your agent. Say, hey, if you have jewelry collection or shoe collection, fine arts, whatever it is, you need to ask your agent, hey, how much of this is actually covered in the policy? Because you'd be surprised. Even the big companies, they're going to cap payments on those at very, very small amounts because it's janky. They don't want to pay out claims.
So how do you get that insured? How do you get a value to it up front?
So there's a couple different ways to do it, but essentially we can just add it to the policy. You can give us an appraisal. We can add it as a specific item. Hey, this is a ring and it costs this much.
Chancla.
Right. Or we can just increase the jewelry
Yeah.
coverage to $10,000, right? If it's
Yeah.
$2,500, we can just up the whole blanket limit to
So you don't have to have
10,000.
any kind of
Like appraisal.
proof or anything. Like JJ can say, hey, they broke into my house and stole an original Mona Lisa. Don't you have to have proof up front?
For those types of items, for like those really, really nice items, you're going to want to get some specialized
Bob,
type
have
of
you thought about
insurance on
this?
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so we'll be like, yeah, what was an original Mona Lisa doing in JJ's trunk? So
Yeah.
you don't need proof after all.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I guess, yeah, you can. Right. Yes, I see what you're trying
Yeah.
to say. You could insure the Mona Lisa. Yes.
Okay.
You
You'd have to have
could
proof, JJ.
claim it. Claim it. I
You'd
mean.
have to have
Abel's
proof.
like, yes, Bobby, we can do whatever you want.
Yeah. If you add it up. Yeah. Okay. Gosh. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Geez, Bobby.
Nevertheless,
need proof.
I'm telling anyone, I swear, I'm looking through this policy and being a homeowner for the last 14 years. I've been literally I haven't had claims and that I had to pay out of pocket for 5 of these items just because I wasn't able to
Did they cover the seepage?
They got it. No, they didn't. No, I had to pay it out of pocket. So I really suggest everyone looking at this is a really, really cool thing. So how can someone get a pamphlet or something like this?
Sure. Absolutely. Just email info@agentabel.com and request a pamphlet. We'll send it out to you, and you can make sure you're protected.
So info@agentabel.com, and you will get the big 4. And you probably just need to start asking these questions with whoever you have right now. And then
ideally get a quote from us.
definitely
That's
call it.
what you
Yeah,
need.
get a quote from Abel either way because I'm sure he'll have your back. We'll take a quick break. Be right back with Bobby and JJ Radio.